In this video, we're going to learn how to use T-charts to compare the lattice energies of different compounds. So our first comparison will be calcium oxide versus potassium chloride. And in this case, we're going to compare our cations, our calcium versus potassium. And we're also going to compare our anions, which are oxygen and chloride. So the first thing to compare is the charge on each. And really, lattice energy, it comes from Coulomb's law. So really, the two things we should be looking at are charge and size of the ions. The charge is usually going to be the most influential, so that's what we go with first. And for calcium, the charge is +2. For potassium, it's +1. And for oxide, it's going to be -2 charge. And for chloride, it's -1. So both of these comparisons are leading us to the same conclusion, that the lattice energy of the calcium oxide should be greater, again, because the charge of calcium is greater than the charge of potassium, and the charge of oxygen is greater than the charge of chloride. So next we have calcium oxide versus zinc oxide. And notice that because there's oxide in both cases, all we really need to do is compare the cations, since there's no difference among the two anions. So here we go. Now, the charge we'll find actually is going to be equal for both. The charge of calcium is +2, and so is the charge of zinc. So what we need to do is go to something else. Remember, with Coulomb's law, the two factors are the amount of charge and the distance separating them. And for distance separating them, we need to use essentially atomic radius, or in this case, ionic radius. So going back to our studies of periodic trends, radius, the first thing that matters is n, the number of shells. And if we look at a calcium ion and a zinc ion, actually they have 3 shells, both. So we still are stuck here. After that comes the number of protons. And again, this is straight from the previous unit on periodic trends. Calcium has 20 protons, zinc has 30 protons. And so, because although they have the same charge and the same number of shells, because the zinc has more protons, zinc is going to be smaller. And so that will give zinc oxide a greater lattice energy. Again, the oxides are the same in both cases. The calcium and the zinc have the same charge, but because the zinc is smaller, the zinc oxide will have a greater lattice energy. Hope this short video has helped. Let me know if you have any feedback or comments in the comment section below. Thank you.